Sabu, here we are at the UGU Youth Day,
Yes.
now 2015. Now tell us about today. What is the significance?
As this day stands, we are here today to celebrate and commemorate what happened 39 years ago in the Soweto uprising, which then was significant in terms of addressing the issue of political imbalances of the past at the time. As much as today we are facing different issues compared to the youth of the 1976. Especially today we are facing the inequalities, the unemployment, poverty, which is currently the challenge that is faced by young people of the UGU District and also of South Africa as a whole. So this day, as we are gathered here today, is to, while celebrating, but also try to find a common ground in terms of how do we address these issues that I've just mentioned.
Okay, now tell us, how do you think the issues should be addressed?
Part of that is that the president, in his State of the Nation address, he actually outlined the fact that this year is actually the year of the Freedom Charter, which is one of the founding documents in terms of the ruling party, and also it's one of the founding documents in terms of how do we come to issues of CODESA, where the negotiations were made, and also how do we then filter some of the aspects into the constitution of this country, which then made this day to be possible, and also made this day to be in a free and fair South Africa. That on its own is then saying, how do we then address the issues of economic imbalances which are currently facing us as the nation? And part of that is making sure that the young people of UGU, especially as we are here as UGU, are able to get the economical advancement that is necessary to change their lives and be able to build on that.
But then what do you say to the opposition parties who say that what you're talking about now is impossible because of the policies of the central ANC government?
Opposition parties, we're not saying it's impossible. You remember that in the early 90s, when we entered into this democracy, the government was called the Government of National Unity, which was actually creating a united South Africa that we are talking about today, a non-racial South Africa that we are talking about today. So therefore, South Africa is a multi-party state. That makes it a conducive area or a fertile ground in terms of political tolerance and also political sharing of ideas. As much as we may agree or disagree in certain points, but at the end of the day, by sharing those ideas, we are able to open our minds broader than we could if we are only focusing on one party.
Am I understanding you correctly? If the youth of today does not agree with the central government, some of the policies that they are pursuing, that they will tell them and that they will ask them to reconsider?
Yes, that platform is always opened by government. You remember this year we actually passed the national youth policy, which is talking from now until 2019 to look at the issues that needs to be addressed in terms of young people. And that on its own was a multi-party discussion in terms of youth formations on these political parties that are within the country.
This is a matter of interest. You know, I'm an outside journalist. Would the youth of today of the ANC, for instance, discuss Paul Mashatele's comment on the Minister of Police's statement on Nkandla? I mean, would you guys discuss that kind of thing?
That one will be discussed in a political formation, because today's gathering is not specifically on the ruling party point of view, but the ruling party, because I believe that Paul Mashatile is the minister who is also deployed by the political party, which is the ANC in this case. It will be that formation that will discuss it. But in terms of the gathering of today, it's a multi-party gathering, and it also encompasses the whole youth of this district. That's why I'm saying in terms of the discussion that will happen today, it may not come. But in terms of the other discussion on the political cycles that exist, then it may come.
I understand. So what you're saying also is that today's gathering is not only for ANC youth, it's also for the other parties.
Yes, as we made a call, we're not saying politically we want ANC Youth League, but we're saying ANC Youth League, DA Youth, COPE, IFP, NFP, all the parties that we currently have in this district. We're saying they must all come and celebrate with us as a district.
So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.